You've spent your whole life showing up for others, for your job, for your family, for all the responsibilities you have in your life. But when did you last show up for yourself? If you're over 40, you may be thinking that you are too old for YouTube, that it's for people younger than you with more time on their hands. And I'm here to tell you that building a YouTube channel is probably one of the things that you really need right now. When you were younger, you probably spent a lot of time dreaming and a lot of time creating, whether that was painting or writing stories or photography. And then, you get a full-time job, you have kids, and all of a sudden you start to lose that free time. YouTube can be a means of you claiming back some of that creativity that you are longing for. You might be asking yourself, where would I find the time to actually start a YouTube channel? But ask yourself seriously, how are you spending your time at the moment? If you have a busy 9 to 5 job and you're coming home and looking after a family on top of that, as well as trying to look after your house, look after your garden, at the end of that long hard day, it can be very tempting to just sit down and watch Netflix for 2 to 3 hours or watch reels on Instagram. And I completely get that. I've been there myself. It's a form of escapism. But what if we can convert that time that's spent consuming into time creating? One thing I can say from my experience of starting on YouTube is that actually spending that time creating more and consuming less, I find far more rewarding. It's still giving me that kind of dopamine hit that consuming on social media and streaming platforms will give you, but it's far more satisfying and it's far longer lasting. One of the other benefits to creating on YouTube is the community element that comes with that. As you start to grow on YouTube, you'll start to form a community with your viewers. And that is also really good for us, especially for busy people who maybe aren't seeing their friends and socializing the same as they used to be. You might be thinking as well that you can't justify the cost of starting on YouTube. But here I am speaking to you now. I'm recording this on my smartphone. I've got a cheap microphone that's connected to it, and I'm mounting my phone on a £20 tripod. It does not have to cost the earth. And I understand if you especially have got a young family, you may be, struggling to justify spending kind of serious money on what might be a hobby for starters, but you don't have to. You can start this with no or very minimal cost. Why would people want to watch you on YouTube, you might be asking yourself? The reality is that the internet is just full of noise these days, and people are craving real people like you, that real authenticity. They're not craving polished influencers. They're craving real people with real stories to tell, with real value that they can add on. If you're over 40, the likelihood is you've lived a bit of life. You've learned a few things along the way. And you have the answers to the questions that people are asking on YouTube. You don't have to be an expert on any particular topic. You just have to know more than your viewer. You have knowledge that people are looking for, and you can share that on YouTube. It could be parenting tips. It could be house chore hacks. It could be DIY. There is an audience on YouTube for you and whatever it is that you want to talk about, on the things that you know about. As long as you're passionate about it and you know something about it, you can share that on YouTube and people will feed off of that passion that you're showing. You don't need to be an expert. You just need to know what your viewer doesn't know. YouTube can have the potential to be a side door to freedom for you. What if that small channel grew? What if you could turn that into a business or a side hustle? You can earn money through YouTube, through AdSense, through affiliate linking. You can get into personal coaching. And even if that was just a side income to your main 9 to 5, what could that potentially do for you? Could it give you a better quality of life? Would it allow you to scale back on your 9 to 5 so that you get more time to spend with loved ones? This isn't about chasing fame. This is about putting yourself first for once. It's about scratching that creative itch and potentially even profiting from it in the future. So my challenge to you is to pick up your phone today and hit record and talk about something you're passionate about and publish it on YouTube. It doesn't have to be scary. It doesn't have to be perfect. That can come later. But you won't grow unless you start. If you've gotten this far in the video, thanks for watching. I really hope you do think about publishing that first video. And if you've got any questions for me about how I've started, or if you've got any comments about this video, I'd love to hear them. Drop them in the comments for me, and I'll get back to you. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you'd like to see more. I hope you have a great day, an even better week, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.